Hi, I'm Susan Bruck, and today I want to share with you what I am calling Mama Susan's Mindful Moments for Parents, the what and the why. Now, if you don't know me, I'm the mom of two amazing grown up daughters. I've been a Waldorf early childhood teacher for about 20 years, as well as a Waldorf teacher trainer and mentor. I've had a regular meditation practice for, oh boy, it's getting to be close to 40 years now. Last week, I shared a mindfulness practice with you that I call PI. Pause, inhale, exhale. And I'm planning to offer some more simple mindfulness practices. Now, these are intended for everybody, but especially for parents of young children. There's also going to be some meditations coming your way. Plus, of course, there will be more songs and verses to share with your little ones if you have them. But for today, I thought it would be good to take a few minutes and talk about what mindfulness is and why it's important. So while I'm focusing on parents, the same ideas apply to everyone. I've spent so many years working with young children and families that I've seen the benefits to working with children in this way. Plus, we want the best for our children, so they can provide us with a really good incentive to make changes in our own lives, especially when you consider that young children learn primarily through imitation. So, by becoming mindful ourselves, we help our children to cultivate these practices as they grow just by doing them ourselves. And if you are blessed to have or work with little ones, you'll find no better mindfulness teachers. So, what is mindfulness? I'm sure there are many variations of definitions, but here is what I mean when I say mindfulness. It's awareness of yourself, your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations. It includes what's happening inside within yourself, but also what you're experiencing and what you make that mean. So it's being more than your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. It's being the one who experiences all of that. It's like taking a step back or perhaps a step up. As Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And I would say that that is what mindfulness is, creating that space and choosing how to respond. Sometimes you can do that with one conscious breath. Because we tend to be so heady as a society, sometimes I think that mindfulness sounds too much like thinking. So we could also call it heartfulness, bodyfulness, or just self awareness. There is sometimes thinking involved, but it's much more holistic than that. And beyond just awareness or mindfulness, it's also loving awareness, awareness with kindness or compassion. So, for example, if you're yelling and at your child and you know you are, and at the same time you're feeling like a bad person because you promised you wouldn't let them push your buttons again, well, that's probably not really what I would call mindfulness. But if you're yelling at your child and you notice the thoughts running through your head and your emotions and the tension in your body, if you can pause and take a breath and observe what's happening and make a choice to stop perhaps and accept yourself for exactly who you are in that moment, that's at least the beginning of mindfulness. There are further steps that we can take, maybe not in that moment. We can explore where that story came from about who we are and who our child is. Perhaps it came from our own childhood. We can learn to recognize our triggers and our child's, and at least sometimes pause and choose differently. Mindfulness isn't just something you decide to do one day and then you're done. It takes practice, a lot of practice. But the good news is that if you have kids around, you'll probably get plenty of opportunities to try. I'd like to invite you to approach mindfulness with a spirit of play and exploration, not as another task that you have to accomplish or something to cross off your to do list. Um, Another thing I wanted to say about mindfulness is that mindfulness doesn't mean that we have to be aware of every single action we take or every breath we breathe. There are so many things we do on autopilot, and much of that is good. When you watch a baby learning how to walk, you can see how complicated it is. Or I've been teaching 5-year-olds how to tie a bow. And while I usually tie my shoes without thinking, I've really had to stop and break down each step so I can show them it's useful to do that when I'm teaching. But if I had to stop and think through each step every time I wanted to tie my shoes, I never get out of the house, or probably I just buy some different shoes. So you can choose to bring mindfulness to ordinary daily tasks like tying your shoes or walking. It can be really interesting to pay attention to that sometimes. And it's really a gift to bring mindfulness to daily care routines like changing diapers or dressing your child. It's a wonderful way to create a more loving, nurturing relationship with your little one. But the bigger point, for me at least, is to create that space between stimulus and response, to not be so reactive, to give ourselves a chance to choose. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes or get angry at yourself or feel sad or happy or silly. It doesn't mean you won't feel physical pain. And it doesn't mean that life won't be hard sometimes, like this last year has been for most of us at least. But it does mean that when you feel whatever way you feel, you'll notice how you're feeling and accept it. That you'll try to learn from your reaction if it's not what you would like it to be. It's knowing that your thoughts and feelings and sensations are just that, and that they will all pass, the good, the bad, the indifferent. Through mindfulness practices, you can create equanimity in your life. And this doesn't mean just letting others do whatever they want. And children certainly need healthy boundaries from their grown-ups. But it means being aware and consciously choosing how to react. And sometimes that choice probably will be to just let things slide. But certainly that's not the only choice. So, in case you haven't picked up on it already, let's get to the why. What better gift can you give to your child than the gift of your presence? You can hold the big picture for them. You can hold, as Sharifa Oppenheimer says, the question of who am I for them until they are ready to take it up for themselves. You can accept yourself and your child for who you are in those moments when everything goes just the way you want it to, which does happen once in a while, and in the moments when everything, including you, seems to be falling apart. You can meet each moment with curiosity and compassion. You can meet yourself and your child the same way, and forgive yourself when you don't. In addition, mindfulness can bring more integrity into your life. When you pause and choose to act rather than just reacting, you can make choices that are in an alignment with your own values. And while you're doing it, you'll teach your children how to do it and to value integrity and equanimity just by your actions without giving any explanations, at least when they're little. It can be a great topic of discussion to have when they're older. So, the simple mindfulness practices that I'm sharing, like there's always room for pie, will help with this, but they're only a beginning. For me, meditation, some time for quiet contemplation and reflection are also important, even just a few minutes a day. I'll share some simple meditation techniques with you here. Meditation is another one of those words that sounds hard and serious, but it doesn't have to be. Like mindfulness, it can be approached with a spirit of curiosity and compassion, but it does take practice and commitment to get the real benefits. I hope that this gives you an idea of what mindfulness is and why it's important. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'd also love to hear how it's going for you if you try bringing more mindfulness into your days. And finally, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. See you again soon.